Hello, Dave here. Welcome to my place. This is Harley-Davidson's 2019 FXDR press bike, and it's one of 3 examples that I've spent the last couple of weeks riding around Brisbane, southeast Queensland and northern New South Wales. Here's what I've learned about the bike so far.
Well, here we are for a cruise around the Manly foreshore and Wynnum foreshore in Brisbane. And it's quite a nice day for it. As I say, I've really enjoyed my time with this bike. A lot of people have posted online that they think that Harley have lost their way a little bit, but with this particular model, I think they've found it.
Not since Harley released the V-Rod in 2001 has there been a new model that has so widely polarised owners' opinions. It's therefore quite fitting that the 2019 FXDR fills the gap left by the discontinued V-Rod in a number of ways. As one reviewer succinctly put it way back then, the V-Rod was intended to bring in more than the usual suspects, and it did. So too will the FXDR attract a range of different customers, regardless of how much its appearance and style has incensed some of the rusted-on old-school cruiser owners. This is a bike that covers some of the ground recently broken with the 2017 Fat Bob, but takes it to the next level. It's a bike with enormous potential. Quite simply, this is a wonderful motorcycle to ride. It's powerful, smooth, responsive, handles well, has excellent cornering clearance, is surprisingly comfortable, and I think it looks great.
It's got this lovely 114 cube engine that is the smoothest 114 I've ridden. It's smoother than the Breakout, and it's even a little bit smoother than the Fat Boy with the 114 cubes that I tested.
I spent 2 weeks dodging the early October monsoonal rain squalls around Brisbane and rode it every chance I could. Every time I rode it, I liked it even more than the time before. To say it grew on me is an understatement. By the end of the test, I was in serious lust. At its heart is the Milwaukee 8 power plant in 114 cubic inch trim. Its 102 by 114 mm bore and stroke displaces 1,868 cc's, and it's the smoothest running, most responsive, sweetest revving stock 114 cube I've ridden. Some of that is no doubt down to the big drag bike style air intake and redesigned exhaust. Giving the bike a handful from the lights or on the on-ramp sees the traffic getting very small in the rear view mirrors very quickly.
Freeway on-ramp, slide uphill. That's lovely. Just lovely.
The speculation is that the DR part of FXDR stands for drag racer, and it's not hard to see why.
That's just so nice. The gearbox, you can probably hear, is quite loud, but it's very soft to change and very secure. It's got a real nice solid click into gear, and it doesn't need a whole lot of effort, particularly changing up. It really does lend itself to that drag racer sort of change.
With 160 Newton meters on tap, it's also a delight to roll it on in top gear, and the torque surge is very satisfying.
The top gear wind on is really good. That just surges.
The engine is slung in the best handling M8 I've ridden. Some of that is down to its improved dry weight, now under 300 kilograms, and some is due to the inverted cartridge front forks, upgraded rear shock, and the reliable soft tail chassis. It takes over that best plaudit from the Fat Bob via its better cornering clearances. The near 33-degree lean angles meant that I was scraping the edges of my size 12s well before anything else touched down.
This corner here is one of my testers for ground clearance and lean angle. And that's great. Really is quite an impressive handling package. Well, it's out here in freeway conditions that I really enjoy this bike too. It's so smooth and so planted. It just feels really solid on the road. And then when you do wind it on, it's got a very big torque hammer. And what I did manage to get is a glimpse of the potential of the bike with two other dealer demos that I've ridden. The first was Morgan & Wacker's demo unit that's been fitted with a Bassani pipe and a tuner, and I managed to ride that over Mount Glorious and around the west of Brisbane and thoroughly enjoyed that too. Here's a look at some of that footage. The Bassani really does make it breathe so much nicer and so much more freely. It does chuck around really nicely. The cornering clearance is really good, and giving it the business coming out of the corners is really nice. But I'm impressed with the cornering clearance. It really does allow you to get full use out of this lovely chassis and handling package. This is pretty tight round here, 20k stuff. But it's rock solid, feels very planted, and for a bike with a 240 section rear tyre, the handling is very good. That lean angle going through roundabouts and just in the typical urban situations is really good too. Not only do you appreciate it in sports and mountain riding and open road, but even just around town, it's not easy to get the pegs on the dirt.
The big twin disc 4-piston front brakes with ABS are also very good.
Brakes terrific. Really nice brakes. They're not brutal, but they're just really nice.
Tipping the bike in under hard braking with the forks, chassis and stoppers all working in unison is simply superb. Side to sides and type apexes are remarkably easy for a bike with a 240 section rear tyre. The only time I really notice that fat rear end is at very low speed and slow U-turns, where it can be a little bit uneven, but at normal speed it feels remarkably well planted and remarkably solid on the road, outstandingly so, and the ride is firm as befits its sporting nature. I found the bike to be comfortable and the seat a lot more compliant than it looks. The fact that it has great range of adjustment available from the clip-on style handlebars also helped.
It's got these adjustable handlebars, they're clip-on styles, and they actually can rotate on the fork leg, and you can pull them back for a shorter reach or push them forward for a longer reach. I've got them pushed right forward because I'm tall, and I find the whole riding position to be very, very comfortable.
The Daymaker headlight is brilliant. The digital instruments and gauges set into the handlebar riser are surprisingly legible and easy to read.
And it's got the usual array of Harley trip computers and range to empty and tachometer all cyclable through this button over here on the left hand switch block.
and the stretched fuel tank gave a range well in excess of 300 kilometres. It all performed as a nicely rounded package, although I was a little bit surprised by the lack of cruise control. And then there's looking at it. I enjoy its modern and striking lines, matte finish paint and those gorgeous wheels.
The other one I managed to have a ride on was up at Harbour City Harley-Davidson in Gladstone, where they've actually put together their demo unit with a Screaming Eagle slip-on pipe and an S&S cam, quite a mild S&S cam. And the difference that they made was quite remarkable too. We didn't shoot any video of that, but I did manage to have a pretty good skid on it, and it takes the performance of the bike to the next level too.
Likewise, if you're in Gladstone, see if you can wrangle a ride. It will not disappoint. I think the FXDR represents a new direction for Harley-Davidson. An air-cooled muscle cruiser with real get up and go and great handling. In the marketing they say it will move you like you've never been moved before. The FXDR is priced at $35,495 in Australia, and it will appeal to buyers who wouldn't have considered a heritage style bike, but may invest in a modern take on an excellent muscle cruiser. I think it's another one that will appeal to the unusual suspects.
You can read the full story in Heavy Duty Magazine issue number 161. Or for more video and photos, log on to my website, davidcohen.co. See you on the road.